interesting. So Shredder gets in for 7. Knife bomb. Wow, this seals the game. Today we are going to standard Brawl to see if Mono Blue is as dominant as it is currently in standard. Our commander, Jin-Gitaxias. I gotta say, playing this deck is one of the most exciting things you can do as a Magic player. The levels of relaxation you require while you contemplate your opponent trying to deploy their threats, trying to attack you to death, right until that very moment when you turn it around and gain control of the game. That is one of the most exciting feelings in Magic. We are led by Master Jin-Gitaxias, but we don't actually need to play him. He's just in the command zone to send a message. Our goal is to not let our opponents play the game, and to do that we will basically counter their most important plays. If they manage to stick a threat in the board, we will have multiple ways to deal with them. If we see a nice Yoda across the board, yoink! Come to the winning team. And if the opponent still wants to play Magic with us, after all that torture, well, let Jin and Kraken take care of the rest. If you enjoyed this video and the daily content, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like. It would be amazing if you could support the channel. And one last reminder, if you're a historic Brawl player, I have recently released deck building templates for each monocolor, so every time you want to brew a new deck, you already have a starting point. This will save you precious minutes of your life and countless clicks. Make sure to check the links in the description below. If you find them useful, leave me a comment if you would be interested to see a template for each of the 2 color combinations. What's up everyone, welcome back one more time, you know the deal, we play standard Brawl. Today we are playing Mono Blue. This is a build up that is inspired on the current Mono Blue build from standard, which is heavily dominating the metagame. Of course, since this is a singleton format, we have to complete the deck with more cards, which makes it even more fun. And the idea is to not let the opponent play Magic by countering their spells and interacting with them as much as possible, right until we can close the game with Jin-Gitaxias or Hullbreaker or any of our mid-rangey threats. We have the new Jin. Alright, so opponent is playing Ivy and plays a Network Disruptor, but I'm not going to counter the Disruptor. That's not too threatening at the moment, although by tapping our land, we won't be able to counter another creature. Alright, so 2 creatures for them, that's okay. Playing this deck, you need to pick exactly what are the spells that you're going to counter. You cannot just be countering a Network Disruptor. You have to be patient and just counter the key spells that they cast and hope that you eventually will be able to deal with the minor threats like these 2 that opponent has in the board right now. The key thing for the deck also is to make each land drop, because getting close to the 2/7 drops is very important. But we have to be patient. We cannot just counter anything. Alright, opponent knows this, so opponent is thinking what's their best play, because they can play Ivy and just maybe a protection spell. So this spell we are going to actually counter. That's their commander, that's their key piece. So we must make sure that this doesn't resolve. For the time we will continue to take 2, and now we can play Celestus, being that we missed our 4th land drop. So we should be casting Celestus, holding up, make disappear. I mean, if we're not going to draw lands, make disappear is a good spell to draw, because now we also have another spell that we can, another counter spell to use. And we are going to pretty much counter any big play that they can make here, like this. All right, we don't let that resolve. And we take our 2 damage. All right, yeah, land is very good. So now we are in 6 sources of mana. We don't have anything better to do, and we can just play the reality chip. We could pass and activate Celestus, but or trigger Celestus, but I think reality chip will be eventually good if we find one of our creatures that we can attach it to. So now we are holding up Dissipate. Vesuvian Diplomacy. So this is almost as like casting Ivy, and we will counter that. Diplomacy actually does the same thing that Ivy does. I think so. Or is it? No, is it the same? Is the same trigger from Orvar, in which if you target your creature, then you get a copy of that creature. Alright, so now we have 7 sources of mana, and we can either play Jin-Gitaxias or play Hullbreaker Horror with Flash. And I think you know what the play is here. The opponent will know something is going on, because we are not casting Jin-Gitaxias, and we can let the sleep out the back, go to the yard. We have no counter magic right now, so whatever they play here will stick. Reservoir Crack, and that's not too problematic. That's something a big dork that creates small dorks. Alright, so don't need to rush the Hullbreaker right now, because both of them have flying. And yeah, let's play a Hullbreaker Horror. The cool thing about Standard Brawl is that you don't have the Alchemy cards or the nerfed version of the cards. Can you see that Hullbreaker Horror here is the original Hullbreaker Horror? That's another good pro to this format in comparison to Historic Brawl, in the sense that you can just play the cards as they were intended to be. You can have the same deck here as you would have in real life. You can play Brawl with your friends, you can play Brawl in multiplayer format, or just one versus one. So we can attach here the reality chip. We drew pretty greatly in Fading Hope, because now we have a Fading Hope to trigger Hullbreaker, and we can start playing things from the top of our deck. Puppet Stitcher, I think I also like to play that. Nothing better to do with our mana. Trigger Hullbreaker. I don't want to tap out to bounce the Kraken, so let's bounce the Illusionist. Opponent sleeps out the back. Alright, so we can let that go. And we have an online Puppet Stitcher, an online Hullbreaker Horror, an online Reality Chip, and online Celestus, so we are in a very good spot, I would say. This is exactly how this is supposed to work. You counter the most relevant threats from them while slowly deploying your threats. Alright, Tamiyo's Completion, that nullifies Hullbreaker, so we need to act. So we need to Fading Hope something that can let us bounce the Tamiyo save, the Tamiyo's Completion. Can also create a 2/2 black zombie with DK. And we will scry the land to the bottom, revealing an Spectral Adversary from the top. No need to give them a 1/1. Oh, double attack? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Take 1 and recast the Illusionist. Alright, so this will trigger the Celestus, but we actually want to draw the Spectral Adversary, so I'm going to decline the Celestus trigger, play a land from the top, and reveal another land. Right, so I think we are... I don't want to play Jin-Gitaxias here. I think Spectral Adversary can help us dissipate any IV play that they want to make. So I think I'd like to attack here, start chipping away health from them, because we can always tap their Reservoir Kraken and be safe. Right, down to 16 the opponent goes. Triggers the Celestus one more time. This is great because we can get rid of this useless land, and we reveal a consider that we can also play from the reality chip. You know, that reality chip was key. We could have thrown it away, but it's actually proven its worth. Opponent recast the completion, but you know what? You are never going to resolve that thing. So let's bounce the spell. That will go to your hand again. Create another 2/2. And consider. I think I like to have a disdainful stroke in hand. Makes me feel safer, if you know what I mean. Alright, Reservoir Kraken. This time you won't attack us because we are going to tap you. Alright, get a little 1/1 fishy. We are taking 2 now. We are playing Spectral Adversary for sure. With Flash. So we can bounce the Kraken. Yeah. Pay the 2. And trigger Adversary twice. I think so, yep. Going shield down, but building up a very big board, and we got there. Yes, this game was super easy. We are back for more Mono Blue Jin-Gitaxias, and we will test this deck against Joda. So, you know, we have to make sure that Joda never resolves, or else we will be in too much trouble. Opponent plays a tap land, we play an island, so they will... Joda starts are normally slow, so we can build up our defenses. So they play a Reckoning Bankbuster, we cast a Ledger Shredder. So we need to filter through our library to find more lands, to find more counter magic. Llanowar Green Widow. That's actually surprising to me. So this is not a Joda Legends build, this is more like a Joda Domain build. Which makes sense, opponent is playing a Domain deck. Interesting. Interesting, yeah, Domain, right? Was not expecting that. Okay, so they can attack us for 4. Now that we are going to block. Yeah, definitely, another Domain card. A 4/3/4/2 with Trample, that's cheating. That's too good. Another threat that we cannot deal with right now, and another creature. Well, at least this triggers the Ledger Shredder, so we need to find the lands. Alright, that's good. Question is, what do we discard? I think we might need the creatures to block. I think we have to discard the Deluge, right? I'm not going to pass and cast a Deluge with the threats that they have on board. Alright, so cool deck from the opponent. Kudos to Spartan117 for playing a Domain deck. It's actually looking super powerful right now. Alright, let's go to our draw step, draw a Spectral Adversary, play our 4th land. And what next? I think we have to pass. Because here I think we need to... I think we need to double spell. No, I think we need to Spectral Adversary, block one of the 4/3s, face out one of the 4/3s. Let's hope that they don't have any interaction right now. We are shields down. Face out the Green Widow and trade with the Brawler. Okay, that was good. But now Joda comes down. Yep. Joda is down. I'm not very afraid of this Joda because this is a Domain deck, so I would be much scared at this moment with no interaction for Joda whatsoever. Huh. So what's the play? We might have to wait and try to double spell on their turn and grow the Ledger Shredder. Maybe they attack with a 4/3. Right, so a legendary creature. This triggers Joda. Okay, so I should be more afraid of Joda than I was. But they already trigger our Shredder, so it's going to grow. We can let go of the Hermit. And they will have a Goro Goro. That grows a Joda. That we can stroke the Bartok. Alright, we still have a second spell to cast, so we can grow the Shredder even further. So we might be able to block a 4-power creature here, unless opponent realizes that. Alright, they get in with Joda. We can eat. Okay, yeah, we can eat that 4/4 for sure, because we can draw here with Scrutiny. Make sure that we discard a non-land. So let's discard. I think we have to discard here. We drew the Dream Shackle, guys, which is good. We can discard the Stitcher. Grow the Shredder. It's the Bankbuster. Wow, that's a very good draw. Witness Protection is great here because that gets rid of Joda and they don't get to recast him. Okay, so two things. Shackle Guys can tap something forever if we wanted to. We also have the Jin, but I think I like to make this play. Yeah, because Goro Goro needs a modified creature to make 5/5s. Shacklegeist and Witness Protection the Joda, right? I think I like to Witness Protection Joda more than the Goro Goro because, yeah, that's more problematic. Trigger the Shredder. And at this point, I think I'm going to discard the Signet because I want to play the land next turn. Getting to 7, closer to Jin, or exactly to Jin mana. And we can make the Goro Goro not untap. Not that it's too problematic right now, but yeah. Alright, so I think we have stabilized. We were under a lot of pressure from the 2 4/3s and a Joda, but this Ledger Shredder, wow, it just so much work. Alright, opponent, 2 cards in hand. We are shields down right now. Shields down for sure. Alright, so our opponent is apparently timing out. They have consumed both of their 3 clocks. And we made them lose hope entirely from this game. So, yeah, really... Oh, they came back and played a Rada. Gave haste to the team, so I don't know. Maybe they were hoping that we would scoop, or maybe they disconnected. Who knew? Who knows? Alright, attacks with the Joda. We are definitely not going to block that. We draw another land. They have a Rada, so that can pump a creature if she taps. And we have the decision to make here. Either play Jin or play Air 2 3-drops or Memory Deluge. But I think I like to ensure that non-instant or sorcery from them can get them out of this situation. So let's play Jin-Gitaxias. For the first time in this video, Jin is online. Alright. We are in a very good situation. And a Relic Mons, they can give haste to the team. We have a Memory Deluge in hand, but that's not going to work with Jin, as one can think, because the copy from Jin does not require mana, and Memory Deluge will let you see cards equal to the number of mana you spent on it. So don't be confused by that ever. Attacking just with the business person, so we know that we cannot block there. Draw a spell pierce. And I think nevertheless, I'm going to cast Memory Deluge here because I would like to find one of our 1 mana interaction spells. Maybe bounce things. Well, that's a good interaction spell, 1 mana, so that was a good decision to make. And I think here we take the March as well. Let's continue to tap down the Goro Goro. We could be tapping out the Joda, but I don't mind taking 1 damage each turn. Opponent with a Nile. They can give haste to the team. Alright, let's see how they want to attack us. Yeah, so Rada will trigger, they will give +X +X2. Also Rulik Mons triggers, creates a 1/1, they pump up the nail. Alright, so we can eat some things here, right? So we can use the nail to block there. We can use the Jin to block there. And we can use the Dream Jackal guys to block there. Because here I'm thinking about using Sleep out the back. So we trade. Oh, maybe I should have blocked the Ledger Shredder. Should be blocking Rada. And the Dream Shackle guy should be blocking Nail, because we're going to face out the yeah. Maybe there was a better block here. Alright, so let's face out the Rulik Mons so we don't take extra damage. We face out the Ledger Shredder to fizzle the attack from Nael. And we eat their Rada. The only thing problematic here is that we gave them a modified creature now. And Goro Goro, if it's attacking, then they can create a 5/5, so we have to be aware of that. Let's play the Jin. And hold up March. But I think we can start pressuring them, right? Because we are going to make them face out. So I think we can start attacking. We can face out the entire board next turn and then attack them again for maybe lethal. So that's our game plan right now. Ooh, they take 11, right? Not wanting to jump with the 1/1. So we can face out the entire team. Although here I think we need to make disappear Wraith, because Jin is going to copy this spell twice, so no need to sack anything. We can use the 2 copies to successfully counter the Wraith. Alright, threat dealt with. And now they can attack us, but we won't let that go. We will march them. And we can tap how many things? X equals 3. Let me see. This is not going to get copied by Jin, because that's the second spell. But we can tap this, this, and this. I mean, we can block Nael if they attack. They don't have anything in hand to make it relevant. So we might as well just tap the Joda and not get attacked for 1. Trigger the Shredder. Give haste to the team, not that it matters. And I think here I like to discard Spell Pierce just because it's going to grow the Shredder. It's going to also grow the Jin. Make us closer to lethal. And Reckoner Bankbuster. Let's have 2 copies of the Bankbuster. Thank you, Jin. Thank you. Let's use 1 to draw. Ooh, security bypass. I like this one. Because now we can attack unblockably. And keep conniving. So I think I'd like to put them on a 2-turn clock. Because we don't have a way to close the game right now. Connive. Security bypass on the Shredder. Go to attacks. And there's no way we can win here, right? Like they would have to. They don't even need to chump the Jin and the Jin. The Jin and the Jin. Interesting. So Shredder gets in for 7. Connive. Wow, this seals the game. Fading Hope is going to seal the game. King Darian, no, good one. Opponent with a good play here. I don't think we would be dead even through the... We might have been dead even through the... Without the Fading Hope. Without the Fading Hope, we block the 5-5, we block the 3-3, we take 2... Well, it was close, but Fading Hope makes it not close at all. Alright, they trigger the king, they give hexproof and indestructibility to the tokens, but we copy the Fading Hope and we can bounce their... What? Their biggest creature. Yeah, and we will do some eating. Yeah, this was our game all the way. Good one. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to play with Jin-Gitaxias, mono blue control, and we are playing against Ajani. Interesting, so Ajani Sleeper Agent. Opponent will go first. We have a very good hand. I mean, security bypass is not very relevant right now, but if we find one of our small creatures, that can be very interesting. Alright, ooh, they have a turn to Thalia. Now we are in trouble because we don't have interaction for their 3rd turn. Wow, Thalia is brutal against us. Yeah, nothing we can do. Take the 2. They play a Stomper, so they continue to ramp. Things are getting more difficult by the minute. We draw a Spectral Adversary. I don't think that helps us. Alright, invoke the wind. That's several turns away at the moment. I don't think we can do anything. We just have to hold up Syncopates. Hope that we can counter a 4-drop or a 5-drop. It has to be a 5-drop. Alright, let's take the 2. Ooh, an opponent plays a juicy 5-drop for our Syncopate. Opponent, would you like to pay 1 for that? Wow, we dodged a very big bullet. Bankbuster, not very good at this moment. Play Otawara and... What? We need to keep ramping, right? Like, the only way we win this game is if we get to our expensive spells. So let's go Signet and Hermit. Nothing else we can do right now here. A land next turn gets us to invoke the winds, which might be a way to steal, not Thalia, because we need her out of the board, not in our side, but maybe we can get a... Yeah, and Stomper is not very good, because we won't be able to use him with attacks, because we have just 4 lands, so we need another creature that we can yoink. Wow, that's exactly what we need. Alright, so I'm feeling much better, because now we are going to gain control of this warship for sure. Yeah. And no attacks, play defense. That was great, because that gives us a very relevant creature for security bypass and to attack unblockably. So if they play here a Johnny, we can attack into a Johnny. Yeah, exactly. So
Phyrexia can be your pride, as it is mine.
So evil Johnny finds a keeper or Emerge keeper, just a mana dork. Alright, so we can deal with that. And hold up wash away. Alright, so we are turning this game around. I think so, right? So we played the bypass. Attack the Ajani. They cannot block. And we hold up wash away if they want to recast it. Evil Ajani. Cracks me up. Alright, through a Thalia, huh? We are making it work through a Thalia Guardian of Thraben. Okay, we will eat 3. But we can chop. I mean, we don't need really Hermit here. We can jump, remove one of their mana dorks or their mana dork. I mean, less mana from them for them is better for us. Well, they play another mana dork. Any wedding announcement. Alright, so they are building a board. But I think here they are going to just draw a card. And pass. Alright, there's the 7th land. So Jin-Gitaxias can come down. Although I think that we need to be careful, right? Like, or we just slam Jin-Gitaxias? What's the play here? I think I like to attack with the War Chief. See what we find with security bypass. Because we can put another creature on the board. And we are just being attacked for 3. They could have a 7th land and attack with the Stomper. Let's connive the Bunkbuster away to play a Jin and hold up Wash away. Jin is a solid blocker, hard blocker for Thalia and the Taxidermist. There's the 7th land for the Stomper. And are they going to cast a Johnny? Alright, they move to attacks. Attacks with a 4/4. We are not going to block here. We could be using the Spectral Adversarial though. But that would leave us open for another thing. Oh, Kappa-Tech Wrecker. Alright, so this we will phase out because now they don't have the mana for the Ajani, I think, and we don't want to lose our security bypass nor the Arcane Signet. So we face the Kappa-Tech out. Kappa-Tech. Memories from Neon Dynasty draft. Alright, there's a Topiary Stomper again. So they have all the lands. The lands fight for them. And a Mage's Attendant. They have built quite the board. We have a Hermit, a Stitcher, and a Jin at our disposal. And I think here we have to attack with the War Chief, keep chipping on their life total, down to 16. Draw another counter spell, which is relevant. And I think Puppet Stitcher is not very good anymore. They have a better board than us. So we can connive, grow the War Chief, and we can play both. We can play the Benevolent Gaze and hold up both counter spells. Alright, alright. I like our position here. We are not very pressured, and we have interaction for days. Opponent plays a Johnny, and yeah, let's use a Wash Away. It cannot be countered, not that they can do that, but just in case. So Evil Johnny goes one more time to the command zone, and let's see if they want to attack us. Interesting attack. We can block. I mean, we have to trade here, right? Like the Kappa Tech has Death Touch, but we don't want to lose our Security Bypass nor our Arcane Signet, so we eat the Attendant, we trade with the Kappa Tech. And the nice thing is that the Dissipate can still counter something even through the Mage's Attendant. Oh, what we cannot do is that. Prevent a ninjutsu creature. Wow, Spring Leaf. Alright, so what do they recover? The Attendant. Well, that's a very good play from them, because now... Can we win here? Not, right? Because War Chief cannot attack alone. Or, I mean, should attack alone to be unblockable. Yeah, there's no way we can win here, because we cannot make it... We cannot make the Jin bigger. So... yeah, we might as well attack just with the War Chief. Punch them for 7, connive. Throw away the land. And I like our position to close this game next turn, because we have a 2 interaction, 2 counter spells, 2 chump blockers or 2 blockers, and a War Chief that it's lethal. So... we might be getting there after all. Yeah, because now a Johnny would never resolve, and there's no way that they can go through our defenses, right? We are going to take a bunch, but not enough. Yeah, attack with everything. Nothing has trample, so we can eat Thalia, chomp the 7/6, and just take 6 and win next turn. Yeah, we got there. Wow, this deck is so good. Yes! This will be our last round playing with Jin-Gitaxias, mono blue control, against one of the best decks in the format in mono black with Liliana as a commander. Opponent goes first. Well, this hand can deal with threats. It can deal with some of the early plays. It can deal with a Liliana. But I don't know if we will have more interaction. Yeah, we need a threat. We need something that can help us attack bigger and faster than them, because yeah, they are playing Discard Tribal, right? And I think here we have to get rid of the March. Not going to be very relevant. Okay, we can counter here a Liliana. Right, Liliana will get countered by a No, I think I want to use negate to use our mana better and hold syncopate for their next turn, because syncopate can also deal with a huge creature, because we're just interacting with them and we need a threat as soon as possible. All right, more discard for them. Corrupt Court Official. And Spectral Adversary is it's a good card, so we are going to just discard the Witness Protection. Looks like it's not going to be very relevant in this game. And wait for them to make another move. Ravenman. Well, this we are actually going to discard to counter. Can you pay 1? No, you can't. Alright, card draw spell. We have a Watch Away for Liliana. But that's our last counter spell, so... yeah, Liliana is back. We can wash away Liliana, and I think I'd like to draw a card with Scrutiny. We need to find more action. Even lands are good here. Well, ask and shall receive land. Alright, and then Delver. Delver can become a threat if we are a little bit lucky. But they have 4 cards in hand and Liliana next turn, presumably. Yeah, they have been very successful at drawing lands. Long Reach of Night. How did this work? I remember if you didn't have a card in hand, you could choose to discard. Was it the other way around? This was a very confusing card during Neon Dynasty draft. So let's see. If I phase out the Delver Secret, I don't have any card to discard. Then I don't have to sacrifice, or was it the other way? If you don't have a creature to sacrifice, then you can choose that and not discard a card. I mean, I don't know. This card was super difficult to interpret back in the day. So let's do what we can. Let's phase out the Delver. Huh. Alright, so they had a removal for that. Well, their hand was pretty good to fight against us. Because, yeah, it made us sacrifice. So we are never going to win this one. We are never going to win this one. Because now if they play their 7th land... yeah, Liliana comes here. There's a Junji. Nothing we can do. Academy Lore Master gives them more cards. Not very good in this situation. So I think this is GG's. Yeah, good game. Concede. Alright. This will be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found the video nice and interesting and different from other videos. You can continue watching videos here, and you can subscribe to the channel, leave a like. We'll see each other on the next video.